go again. This is, of course, my transmitter, my other Quad X build, and the one at hand now is Quad X build with a DJI Phantom battery, 2200 milliamp, 3 cell. I have 4 25 to 30 escalators with BEC. I have the Turnigy 8x receiver, the MultiWii 328p flight controller, which has never worked properly, power distribution board, and 4 2826, the D class or whatever, D2826-6 motors. No propellers on yet because, of course, I'm waiting to get it to even run the motors and act anything proper. At present, if you'll notice, I have it plugged in to my computer, and I'm about to give a screenshot and show that, of course, I have successfully uploaded firmware that claims to be compatible. But let's just go ahead and get to that point. Let's see here. We have Arduino. Okay. That's the MultiWii software, version 2.2. Even though this is a 2.1 board, go to config H. This was the only software I could find for the board. Set it up properly so that I have it set for Quad X. I have the minimum throttle at 1050, max throttle 2000, define minimum command 1100, 400,000 L for ITC speed. Have no clue for that one there. Go through all these versions, and on the 2.1, which was suggested for this board with firmware or whatever, there was no way to identify this specific board. I had to go to the 2.2 software to actually find the HK MultiWii 328p. Now this one says version 2, Hobby King board with da 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 da, but this one's also labeled da da da, and it has a listing of all of the components and everything else that's listed for this board, which I also have right here. So as follows, I've been as close to losing my mind and everything else as possible dealing with this board, that I've had absolutely no success with getting it to do anything close to flight or even ready to mount propellers on. These are my settings. I'm recording to fully document the fact that I've gone through the process and everything necessary. Did what was right there so it can be armed by my transmitter. A lot of these settings are default. The ones that aren't are ones that, of course, I had specific knowledge to change, because every YouTube video I've found that actually had this particular board as subject matter, that's what they told me to update and change. Didn't get much good information from anybody at Hobby King other than links to videos that really didn't apply to this board at all, and having to search for months to find the software or firmware or whatever and a GUI. Now I will, of course, comment that the aux2 pin has been deactivated the aux2 pin is not even connected on the board, so there should be no issues at all with uploading firmware. Now I'm scrolling through this slowly so that if anybody there sees something that I need to change, they can let me know specifically. I'll definitely need a product specialist to give me some insight on this, since I've had to teach myself and go through the route other than being refunded, as I've requested about 1,000 times for this board that has never worked for me properly. Very soon it'll be saying the end of configurable parameters and all that kind of mess. Coming up very soon. Now I noticed something noted up earlier. It said the setup that I have on here will require me to do a reset. Let's upload. Let's see here. It's doing the thing. Once it gets halfway, the board will stop flashing blue. It'll go red, letting me know that it's actually uploading something. And then it'll stay red until, of course, it goes completely blank for a few seconds, and then it'll tell me that it's finished uploading. About 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's uploaded successfully is what it's telling me. That's what it says on screen there. Still connected. The upload part's done. I'm going to hit save so that my changes that I've made will stay. And then I'm going to exit this and go from here to the GUI, which is a file that I have found. Let's see here, it's right there, which is supposed to be compatible, being the 2.1. I double click, it asks me to run it. I hit run. I watch it load up. I wait. As you can tell, I've already tried to configure this several thousand times. And let's see here, you got all your normal little junk for the 2.1, COM3, settings correct there. I hit connect. I also go to real-time data. And if you notice that glitch like I did, it was reading the motors here, and as soon as it started configuring to load up on the GUI, they disappeared. So before I calibrate anything, I'm going to have to do as they suggested in Arduino and reset before I can hopefully get any functionality out of this board. So I hit up here, I hit reset. Still no effect, no changes, no throttle, no updates over here at all. The magnetometer is not even checked in. That's a sensor that I make sure that I added in the Arduino, but it's not showing. Let's go to parameters. Nothing. Let's read the settings from what's on here. Nothing pops up. And I know everybody just saw me upload the software from Arduino for MultiWii. And if I go read settings and nothing pops up, then obviously there's something wrong with this board, as I've been hollering for months. Read settings, nothing. RC control settings, let's see, I have auxiliary wired up for auxiliary 1. I've got everything else necessary as far as your throttle. Read it step by step. Throttle roll, which is aileron. Pitch, which is elevator. Yaw, which is of course your rudder. And then aux 1. Have my motors properly placed from D3, 9, 10, 11, all that junk. Right size battery, everything. All I've got is a flashing paperweight. Back up here, let's see here. I would love for it to be level, whether the switch is low or high. I'd love for the magnometer to work, low or high. For it to arm in the low or high position. And I'm not even getting complicated with it. That's it. From there, I'll go to right settings. And I wait. As everything blanks off, I go back to parameters. Nothing still. Read settings. Absolutely nothing still. So, back to real-time data. Let's try calibration. Prompted to let it sit still on a level surface for 5 seconds. Done that. One 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,005. Wow. Nothing but a flashing paperweight. Okay, so let's try calibrating the magnometer. Says I have 1 minute to finish. Let's count down, people. Click. Everything I've seen online. Pick her up, and you want to rotate 360 degrees in every axis. That or more. Top to bottom. Rotate. It's a pretty sturdy build, even though it looks nice and rickety. And I guess front to back will do it too. Bring my little table back. Keep it connected because as long as it's connected to the GUI, at least I get a flashing paper. With that, all I have is a dead board I've been complaining about for several months with no real direction as to how to get it functional or settings or anything. Quite fed up with Hobby King, as a matter of fact, due to the fact that I like to play a lot of games with refunds and everything else. Defective products. Again, absolutely nothing. I picked it up and moved it. It's not calibrating. It's not doing a damn thing. Sensors aren't moving. Nothing. And that's the GUI for the board that I bought several months ago, that I reported in less than 30 days as not being functional, and then had to continue to listen to the badgering of them saying, oh, you must have wrecked it in a flight, you must have did this, you must have did that. This thing is still out of the packaging, never left this room. It hasn't been hooked up to anything to fly because it has never functioned to let me know that it could be hooked up to anything to fly. That's all that I get. So if I can get any type of assistance to get this, basically what I label as a piece of trash about right now, working, oh, I would thoroughly appreciate it, because I'm beyond pulling out my hair and having headaches. So something that should work right, but it's very difficult to find any information on online. And whatever information you do find out it's more glitches than anything else, and errors on the board and mislabeling on the board. With take it a step further. There's my transmitter. All switches are in the off position. Let's see here. Plug in the battery. Will that help it recognize anything? Let's find out. We get noise. Wow. As we wait through the noise, what do we do next? I'm guessing maybe try resetting. Maybe it doesn't recognize the thing unless you know a battery's connected. So the first thing I did was hit read settings. I wait a few moments. Go parameters. Nothing. Read settings. This is with the battery and the sensor power to it now. Right after I uploaded the sketch. Okay, let's go to reset and wait. Voila, nothing. If I should happen to go here to RC rate and exponential or whatever, or to the throttle, give it a try, what do we get? Nothing. What do we get here? Nothing. Here, absolutely nothing. It says it's connected up here and asking me to disconnect, I guess, or whatever, before I move on to doing something. GPS log, log browser, start log. None of that makes any sense at all to me. Load files from what and why? RC controls, I changed them before. I hit right, they just disappeared. GUI settings, oh, it tells me it's connected. Log data that I wanted, everything but GPS, because I don't have that. Okay. And as we wait and notice, absolutely nothing is communicating properly from this board. It is still connected, but I'm getting absolutely nothing. Back to real-time data. We'll try reset again. I've got everything checked off that should be showing up. No accelerator, no barometer, no magnometer. And all those settings I did indeed change in Arduino for it to flag, program, and be recognized. Calibrate accelerator again. We'll see. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5. Absolutely not a change there. No change there when I pick it up and move it. As far as I'm concerned, this is the trash that I have always been expressing it to be. A waste of $26.99 and a long time waiting on it to be delivered, to be nothing but disappointed and highly frustrated and irritated for several months that it does not work at all. Flattening paperweight, supposed to be a flight controller. That's all I've got to say about it. Okay, well, let's try this. Transmitter on. We'll even wait a few moments to see if it binds or whatever else. Don't see anything different. We know the receiver is bound properly. You see that red there? Yeah, solid. Yeah, it's been bound. It's ready to go. Okay, we throttle up fully. Nothing. We throttle it down. We arm all the way top right. Top left. top right. No solid flash, no arming sound, nothing. So back down. Let's see here, maybe if we flip the gear switch, we might get something. Nothing at all. Bottom left. Oh, 5 seconds. No arming sound, nothing. Bottom right. Nothing. So we flip the gear switch back off, and then we go ahead and try something else here. Since we know that MultiWii is doing absolutely nothing for me, I guess we can disconnect this. But before we even do that, let's close it, just to be on the safe side. Then we disconnect this board from the computer, nice and gently. It's off, still powered on and all. Off with the transmitter. Receiver went blank. On with the transmitter. Receiver comes on. You don't hear any motors arming, nothing. I throttle it up slowly and back down, nothing. I take it all the way to the left, hold it for 5 seconds or more. No change, no nothing. All the way to the right. 5 seconds or more. No change, no nothing. Top right. No change, no nothing. Top left. No change, no nothing. I bring it back to neutral. Take it straight right. Nothing. I go straight left. Nothing, not even beeps. Okay. Throttle all the way on back down. But before we do that, let's see here. Hit the arm switch. Or the auxiliary switch. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. To the right. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. Put this switch back off. Quit wasting my transmitter battery on this trash. Save this battery for a real project other than this flight controller. And maybe it's understood and very clear now the reason why I've been messaging for months that the flight controller does not work. That is all.